action.
He just counted me down. But first I want to address, I've accidentally deleted our theme song, so that's gone. So,
Which is good.
well,
this
you know,
stage.
my best friend, Luke, has finally gotten what he wants. He said he won't listen to it anymore with the theme song. He hated it. I quite liked it. I thought it was zany.
It was fun for a while, but I don't think you need a theme song.
Really?
Why do you need a theme song?
Well, I don't listen to podcasts, so I don't know.
No, you don't need one. I think
You
it's
don't
just,
need
it's just annoying. It's just like you're trying to make it like some sort of wacky TV show. You can just start recording. That's it.
So we're not gonna have a theme song. I thought we were gonna maybe.
No, we'll try and get another one at Edinburgh maybe.
Yeah, we'll try to milk one out of Richie Sheehy for free again.
Yeah, we'll start a sing song and we'll record him without him noticing.
Yeah. So I deleted the theme song, and one of our mic cords is severely just fucked. So
podcast billionaires here.
Right now, it's really, we're just raking in all the big bucks on our Patreon, which, by the way, we might as well just say thank you to some people.
Is there people still on it?
There are a couple people, yes.
Can you tell me who?
I will do it. I will do it. Chicken House. God,
What?
thank you.
Yeah.
I know, really. Chicken House.
Yeah, whoa.
My God. Really, no one
like
liked this person.
Ripping off.
Chicken
those
House. I think Kev is one of the
people.
people.
What?
I believe.
I'll have to buy him a beer.
I believe it's Kevin, not Damo. Now, if it's the other way around, I'm sorry.
All right, well, I'll have to buy one of them a beer.
But only
anyway.
one of them. Only one of them. I don't remember which
yeah.
one.
I owe both of them a beer anyway. Fuck it.
And then sorry, I'm not sorry, or whatever the fuck. What is it called?
Sorry, I said that biz.
Sorry, I said that biz.
I'm gonna have to check that out. He told me don't get it like you just get it wrong every time. Ben Henley.
Well, I thought you said you're not supposed to say his name.
He changed that. He said you can't say his name.
Okay. Well,
I don't know. There's been back and forth. Like,
you're not really speaking in the microphone.
There's been like back and forths, and let me just.
Well, isn't that life, huh? Just back and forth, back and forth.
Let me just see.
Exactly. Are you really going to take all our precious podcasting time to search your email?
Talk about
how I bombed last night.
Talk about how you bombed last night.
God.
People love hearing that shit.
You know, it just, anytime you think you're like, maybe I know how to do this, then you have the kind of gig where you're like, what the fuck just happened? And I've gone over it and over it and over it. I was supposed to leave it in the room, but that was impossible. I did think I left it in the steam room today because we did go to the sauna, and that was very pleasant. And I thought I left all of my...
Tell the folks what you think went wrong last night.
I'm going to.
Oh.
I'm doing a nice long lead up because I can see you having difficulty using the telephone that you purchased and you use every day.
This is retarded. Fuck you, Google.
Yeah, so
it's okay. Make sure people know it's www.sorryisaidthat.biz, and you have to put in the www bit because I can't work out how to configure DNS. I don't know what
DNS is.
Also, the next thing he said was also Katharyn is right. The two drunk guys at the end were hilarious. Oh, that was your
Oh, about the roast battle.
Yeah,
yes, they were. They were the funniest part. But
yeah.
Good. I like any statement that starts and ends with me being right. So thank you. Yes, but yeah, fine. I'll speed this up now. I went to do a gig today after having one of the worst gigs of my life. And it really hits different when you're not doing well in front of 200 people.
200 plus, probably.
If that like LGBTQ plus,
mostly straight, probably. I'd say.
I'm bombing right now. Oh yeah, definitely. Mostly straight. Yeah. Anyway, the reason I think I bombed is this: I got up and was immediately heckled, and I handled it really well, like instantly, like
what did you say?
I opened my mouth to say something. I say something, and then I'm immediately heckled by another American who says, I have a Yank accent too, but he said that in a way where I was like...
Americans don't say that.
I know, and I was like...
I was like, you have
a Yank accent too? I was like, I don't believe you. Like, I was like, where are you from then? And he was like, I'm from D.C., and then I heard it, and I was like, you know what, never mind, I take that back. You're very obnoxious, you're obviously American, or something like that. And then everybody fucking cheers. So not only have I, put myself on my back foot, because I, too, am American.
Yeah.
And I haven't even gotten my opener out.
You've kind of already took a big shit in the flag.
So I've taken a shit on the flag. I betrayed my country. I haven't said my opener. So now I'm going to try to do my opener. But the problem is now we started at a 10. So all these people want is more 10s, right?
They want you to, rip on 9/11 and George W. Bush.
Yeah, they want me to take a gun out and shoot myself. You know what I mean? And yeah, so it was just like, I then try to do my opener. It doesn't go great. There's not any real connection. This fucker keeps saying shit. Oh God, I did forget about this. I did have to say, can you just shut the fuck up? Like, I need you to shut the fuck up. But the problem is then there was another one. And I started it with her, but I didn't mean to start it with her because I have a part in my bit where I ask an audience member a question, and it doesn't matter what they say because it just goes into my thing. And she was like the wrong person to ask because even though she was the drunkest, so she would have had the best answer. I guess I didn't realize she was so drunk. She had an incoherent answer. And then I, said, like, you must have a drinking problem. And then nobody laughed. I was like, I guess everybody in the room has a drinking problem. And then they really didn't laugh because it's true.
No, they're missing the part where you take a big shit in America because you're calling them all alcoholics.
Well, and also because I'm like doing material and they just wanted me to like yell at somebody. But then when I did start to yell at somebody and it got serious, then I got mean. So now I've turned on everyone. They've turned on me. They didn't like my jokes. Which are already going to divide a room on a Saturday night. So now I've divided what I might have had in half again. It was awful for 20 minutes.
You should have accused them of all being pedophiles.
I had a bad time. And then somebody, of course, yells out, "You're doing great," which means you're not.
That's pretty funny. That's good timing right there.
I mean, I'm working on this writing project with another comedian, and I don't want to say who it is because we think it's going to be hilarious if we actually make something. And
did you just touch wood?
Yeah, kind of.
Did you do that like subconsciously?
Yes, I did it subconsciously.
Consciously?
I was not conscious.
You have to be somewhat conscious to know that's wood because I would have thought that's fucking wall.
I don't know. There's a time. What do you want? What do you want?
I'm just analyzing your behavior and your superstitions.
Okay. Well, it was unconscious, but I did do it, and I recognize that I did.
Some part of your mind is conscious to hit the wooden part of the wall.
Other dimension me is
okay.
Hoping for the best.
Continue.
Okay.
I'm
touching the wall again. So what do you think about this?
I'm just being David Attenborough.
Yeah, that's what I am not an
We're all
exotic
apes.
animal.
We're all
okay.
Apes.
Anyway, we literally had that as a part of the script we were writing. Somebody going, "You're doing great," because it's just like it's always a nightmare when they tell you you're doing great.
Well, that's good because now it makes it legitimately a real thing.
That you're doing great.
Oh no, you weren't doing great.
No, I was doing bad.
Just the situation.
Oh yeah, the situation's
authentic.
Yeah, now it's like real.
Yeah.
So anyway, I wasn't doing well, and then I don't know. It just I tried crowd work. I got mad at somebody. This lady was talking so loud that I couldn't hear myself. Normally, I mean, that's what New York teaches you to be really good at ignoring everything. But I don't know. I felt like I could see every single person not laughing at me, and that's like 200 faces not laughing, just sort of looking at you like, what is this zoo animal on stage? And then some lady was like, I brought up the sex dungeon. She was like, why don't you talk about that? And I was like, all right, fuck it. This is a choose your own adventure at this point. This whole thing. You can't, I think I even said at some point, I was like, they can't all be winners. I do this professionally. I do it every night. And sometimes you just don't get to have a good time, but like, which is also a horrible thing to say. I'm like, God, hang myself. But then I do the dungeon stuff, which ends on essentially arming teachers with guns joke, which I had forgotten.
In the current news cycle is very edgy. Oh, who's the edgelord on stage? But you're not thinking that. You're like, I didn't even see the end.
Forgot about the end of my bit.
You should have like mimed shooting at the audience going pew 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 pew.
I should have done a lot of things last night. When my timer went off, I set like a 2-minute vibrating thing on my watch, right? When it went off, I was like, this is going to be
2 minutes left.
Yeah. I was like, this is going to be the longest fucking 2 minutes of my life because I'm not going to because the thing is like you got to survive the gig. That's it. And even if you get on, you can't. I might have gotten off 30 seconds early or something, but it's like, fuck it. Like it's just like nobody wants me there. I don't want to be there. It was a big woof. It was a stinker. It was a stinker of all stinkers. But it's funny because I was talking to this comic tonight, Russell Hicks, and he was like, every time you tell me, because like he saw me do another colossal bomb one time, and he was like, every time you say this is the worst bomb you've ever had, I'm like, if that's the case, like, fuck you. Like, that's not. So I don't know what a bad bomb is, I guess, but it felt awful. Like, I was like, maybe I should just quit. Everything I thought I know, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
At some point I was standing up there like, what do I have to say?
Just call them pedophiles, honestly.
Just call them pedophiles. Well,
I wouldn't even do that, though.
10 minutes we've spent on this. It's not even interesting.
I'd walk off early.
You'd walk off early on a Saturday night in the middle of a 20-minute set you're being paid to do.
I'd probably flick it around. I'd probably bring the house down with something cool about
bring the house
my
down.
Mustache. Or
mustache.
Yeah, so what else is
So that's what I should have done. Brought the house down with something about my mustache.
You got to think.
Or something about your mustache.
You got to think facial hair jokes are really in right now. They're like in.
Who said that?
I'm observing. The night before last, there was a guy in the audience with a beard. And he was a bit.
Men have had facial hair since the dawn of time.
Yeah, but people are really paying attention right now. There's a guy with a beard, and I was like, hey, look at this guy. He was bald. I was like, oh, look, we got fucking Socrates in the second row. Ha ha ha. I don't even know what Socrates looks like. And I was like, well, it looks like he should be on a Roman coin. Ha ha ha. And then
that wasn't even 30 seconds.
Yeah, but he had a big beard. I mean, everyone could see it. Everyone was like, he should be on a Roman coin. It was absolute. You should have been. I'm telling you.
God, you had one great riff, and there we go.
Oh no, I kept on going. I kept on going till the laughter stopped. I kept on, I was going, he's like God himself, with the beard. And then people were like, ha ha ha. And then I was like, oh, it's the deity in the second row. And people were like, ha. Yeah, but
This actually sounds like the way my set went. Just ha.
You got to just keep on. If you have something to do with facial hair, you got to have at least 7 tags. That's like, this is coming from a comedy guru.
Yeah, pro tip.
So 7, 8 tags at least if it's a facial hair joke. Like, because people get mixed up. Because if it's a race or a gender joke, you just got to have 3 tags, But if it's facial hair or fat joke, 4 tags.
Why?
Because, fucking you got to tag each cheek and hip on the big unit in the audience. This is kind of, I'm like, picture me riffing to a...
You're really deconstructing the art of comedy.
I'm a deconstructor, which is also a tenant. Do you know that word? Have you?
Do I know
tenant?
How are you using it?
I'm using it correctly, I believe.
I'm fascinated.
It's a tenant of Western philosophy, deconstructivism, and I apply it to my comedy. So let's say there's a big bitch in the second row.
Okay.
Like picture a whale in a dress with a wig.
Wow.
And I'll be like, I'll get on stage and I'll be like, hey, happy Friday night, everybody. Whoop, whoop. We're having some beers,
I can't wait to see how bad you feel when I say this, but I have a friend who listens to this whose weight fluctuates and might be currently in the sort of state that I guess in your terms you would refer to as, what would you say in the second row?
A whale wearing a dress.
Uh-huh.
With a wig.
How do you feel knowing that?
No, because also in this new age, it could be a man. It could be a man, so it has nothing to do with your friend. Is your friend a woman or a man?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Anyway, I made this up. I made this up in my head.
Yeah.
Anyway,
did you?
But let's get back to taking fucking comedy notes here. Just like open micers listen to this. Do you know that? There's open micers that listen to this and they hang on this for important comedy
from
pointers.
You.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. The open micers that you go to open mics with listen to this to get comedy tips from you.
They haven't said that, but I yes.
You need this.
You need this.
No, you need this to be real.
This. Yes, they need
okay,
this.
that's fine.
Yes,
that can be real for you if you need this.
They need this.
You can have this.
So I'm coming on stage, right? What I do is like I tell the audience.
Is that how it works?
I tell the I don't really do hack shit, to be honest, but I appreciate you trying. So
you don't do hack shit?
I don't do hack shit.
Since when?
Listen.
It's sort of fun. It's sort of fun. I feel like this is why we don't we don't have big arguments in real life.
Are you fucking serious? Are you crazy?
Are you crazy?
Yeah. Anyway, so it's Friday night. I like to get a beer, and I wait till most of the audience in the room, and I'll go up 5 minutes beforehand. It's meant to start at 8 o'clock. It's about 12 minutes past 8, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? Let's give it another 5 minutes. Just in case more people come in so I could charge them for money. How's everyone doing? Anyway, we're going to have a comedy show in 5 minutes. If you want to take a piss, have a big shit, whatever you want to do, call your mom. I always like to add that in a cheeky little joke. You have time to do it. But while I'm up there saying that, this is the music still playing, I'm looking around the room for coloured, disabled, big bitches, and beards.
I can't believe I'm having this count. What?
Facial hair is the most important. But I'm looking for coloured.
I cannot believe you've said that twice now.
No,
why are you saying this?
When I say coloured, I mean brown. I don't mean black people or Chinese people. I mean, like Portuguese, Spanish. You know what I mean? Like
I
Italians.
don't know what you mean.
I'm talking about Italians. You know,
Then
someone
why
I
don't
can
you
get
just say
goofy with
Italians? Why don't you just say Italians?
because they're coloured.
This is a crazy conversation. I
Anyway.
don't condone anything you're saying. Why do you say? I'm going to interrupt for a second because there was a guy. Sometimes I deeply wonder, like, what? There was a guy tonight.
You do know we're deviating from my tips. Like, but go on. Okay,
there are no tips. You just said something insane.
I am
3 times.
I am doing a crash
triple
course in
down.
comedy.
Crash course of comedy is being
but,
like playfully.
Also, I'm into tangents, so do your tangential thing, and we'll get back to the backbone.
I don't know if I want to get back to that. This guy tonight got on. So I was. Well, so, first I have this colossal bomb last night, and then I go to redeem myself at a club on an earlier show tonight. It went fine. Didn't go great. It went fine, and it went fine doing material that's always worked, but I didn't want to. I don't know. It just went. It was bad.
You weren't married to it.
Whatever. The point is it didn't make me feel better. Okay, which is the
it
whole.
Probably made you feel a little better.
And this is the weird thing about like my stand-up journey is once upon a time it was about filling the never-ending void, in my heart that was not filled from whatever in my childhood. But now that I'm healing that void, now it's not really it's not feeling like it's about me anymore. It feels like I just want to make them laugh. So when I don't make them laugh, then I feel like I did a bad job. And in a weird way, reopens that childhood womb of not being good enough. So anyway, it doesn't matter. But the point is, womb, wound. Same thing. The point is it right back into like my ego today where I'm like, great, like I fucking like suck at this. And so then I'm going to go judge this gong show tonight. Be the judge. And I'm like, I'm an imposter. Like that. I can't judge this. I have no business judging this. I can't even do, what I thought I could do. And I go there and I sit down and I try to do it. But then this kid gets up on stage, right? And he's skinny. He has dark hair. He's kind of tall. He's not bad looking, but he sits there and he starts talking about like,
he sits?
No, sorry. He's standing there being like, oh, this malnourished, skinny, blah, whatever. He's saying all this stuff. And then, like, he drops the word, like, incel, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, like, this is what we're doing. And then he, like, says, like, but I want you to know I've had sex, like, with a woman. And everybody's like, okay. And I'm like, all right, what are we doing?
That was probably many punchlines, I'd say.
I understand. Yes, I was there. And then he's like, when I had sex with her, it wasn't in a room with 18 other guys and like a camera and blah, blah. And you're just like.
He's screaming a porno scene.
So I was just like, what the fuck? So I was like, I don't know what's going on, right? But then he like begged to he was like, can somebody just raise their dildo, right? That's the show. Like, raise the dildo. And so everybody did, you know what I mean? Because, like, nobody knows what's going on. And, like, it was, like, his 4th gig or 5th gig or something. So why is he even there? But it's also, like, why are you saying any of this? Do you know what I mean?
He wanted to be murdered, but he wanted to be annihilated. I wonder if there's a deeper meaning to him asking to be...
Well, no, like, I mean, because then this turned into this, like, if you talk, you brought up tangents. It turned into this tangent of, like, we were like, why did you ask to get donged on? Like, do you know what I mean? Why? And he was like, I don't know. It's like, well, do you want to do stand-up? And he's like, I don't know. It's like, well, you got to know. You got to know you want to do this because it's fucking awful. But then it was like, I asked him, I was like, are you an incel? Like, is that who you, I mean, is this is what you want to be like, I am an incel who's not a virgin or whatever. Like,
then he's the king of them, or else he's not allowed to be one.
Yeah, but I'm like sitting here and I was like, is this what you want to say? This is like what you want. This is your stand-up comedy. And then I ended up talking to him later, and this is like one of the things that's so fucked up about the way these gong shows are and whatever. He was like, well, no, but I like went to the. He was like, I'm actually a really clean comic, and I had written all this stuff about school shooting that I can't do. And I was like, do you want to talk about
how is he clean if he talks about school shootings?
Because this is what
is he
happened.
Against them? That's crazy.
He went to hilarious. Okay, he said he saw the King Gong show at the Comedy Store. Yeah. And he saw that the people who were making it through were people who had really extreme material. So he was afraid that his clean material wouldn't work or whatever. So he wrote all this stuff that he like doesn't actually feel. And because he's trying to like be able to get through a gong show so he can like get stage time. I mean, fucking crazy, right? Not him, but just like the way the whole system is. It's just like...
No, he just saw the wrong thing and he thought that's how you do it.
Well, I was like, you don't do it like that. You got to write about what you like want to say. And I don't remember why I went on this, but the point is like, I don't know what I'm fucking doing anymore.
You gotta write what you think is funny. And what I think is funny is, so we're setting the stage again. 5 minutes before the show starts, I look around the room. I'm just telling people what I do. Then I can look at it, and then I can make up the jokes in the next 5 minutes. Pretty clever.
Wow.
It's pretty clever. I don't know if other people do that.
That's the end of that story?
And then obviously the rest of the show is just me, like, just being pretty genius in the moment. Even though it's all been preordained. Is that the word, preordained? Have you heard that word before? Preordained.
Yeah. Wow. What is this?
What is this?
What is this?
What?
What?
This is a live broadcast.
This is not live.
Oh, it's not live. This is a very important broadcast.
Very important broadcast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
I think you should keep on trying at stand-up.
Thanks.
I don't think you should pack it in. Only because we spent, like, money on this setup with a broken cable.
Yeah, but this doesn't have anything to do with stand-up, really.
Oh.
Imagine if I quit stand-up, all the other things we might talk about.
No, there's nothing else to talk about.
There's nothing else to talk about.
What, you want to talk about the news or something?
I don't look at the news.
You don't look at the news?
Brilliant. It's nice.
What the hell are we talking? We talk about our fucking neighbours or some shit.
I don't want to talk about our neighbors.
You see? It's only we need stand-up.
Well,
So
no,
give
I'm
us
saying,
substance.
but no, stand-ups. I like that you said it gives us substance.
No, not substance. Content. Sorry, I always go to get those two mixed up.
Yeah, they're not synonymous. No, but if without stand-up occupying our minds for as many hours of the day that it does, you would be able to take that time and apply it to something else.
What?
Knitting.
No, I'd apply it to like communism or something mad.
Communism.
Yeah, communism or fascism or
An ism.
It's going to be an ism.
So
that's why I chose comedism.
Isms, in my opinion, are not good. Where is that quote from?
The quote you just said?
Yeah.
Isms, in my opinion...
Isms, in my opinion, are not good.
Are not good. Sounds like
Have you heard it before?
No, I don't think so.
I think this isn't the best game to play with you.
Why?
Because you self-admittedly, your memory is not...
Okay, yeah. Well, anyway, enlighten.
What?
Enlighten me.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Ah, I've seen that movie, yeah.
When he's like, I think it's around the scene where he's like getting ready to not fake sick anymore and go out on his little day trip. And he's like, isms, in my opinion, are not good.
Boys, I think.
I had a big crush on that guy when I was growing up. Matthew Broderick. But as Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, because later became the guy in the cable guy.
Yeah, less.
What
less
happened to
hot.
him after that? Nothing.
He married Sarah Jessica Parker.
Did she ruin him?
Probably.
Is Sarah Jessica Parker the one from Sex and the City or the one from Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
The horse one.
Oh, and both really, but
who do you think is Sarah Jessica Parker in Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
Melissa Joan Hart.
Wow.
Michelle Joan Hart.
Melissa Joan Hart.
Melissa Joan Hart.
I don't even know
Who's
anymore.
Buffy then?
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
What's the story with the triple barrel
it's the
names?
90s, baby.
Fuck, I should have a triple barrel name.
Yeah, what would it be?
Well, I have a middle name.
Mark Michelle O'Keefe.
What if I was a transer? Big deal. No ifs or buts. I'd have you arrested for throwing shade on me like that.
Why? Because because you don't like the name Michelle?
I don't like the name Michelle. It's a big bitch name.
You think Michelle is it?
Michelle is like the name like for, your prized undulate,
I don't know what undulate is, but
your
you know
favorite cow on the stable.
I thought for some reason I imagined I had a lizard named Michelle.
There's a girl in my class called Michelle.
What are those called? Like the bearded dragons. I had a bearded dragon named Michelle. Wouldn't that be a fun name for like a bearded dragon?
It would be a beautiful name.
Michelle.
Melissa Joan Hart.
Melissa Joan.
Which one's Michelle?
Hart. Sarah Michelle Gellar.
That's Buffy.
Buffy.
Holy shit! Did you watch that?
No, I didn't.
I used to.
I didn't watch Buffy. Did watch Seventh Heaven.
I loved Seventh Heaven. Yes.
Yeah. Big fan of Seventh Heaven.
Yeah.
God, have we already covered? I feel
we've
like
covered him being a. I mean, I don't know if we have, but I know we have.
I wasn't saying that. I was saying covering all the stuff we used to watch, like how boring. Like I love that one. Like, are we on our first date? Like, what's going on?
No, TV is fun though.
TV is fun. Oh, so we're starting to watch The Staircase, which you've seen.
I've
the
seen the documentary, which fucking
haven't
rules.
seen anything of. And we love Toni Collette. So we have this great portrait of Judith
Scheinlin.
Judge Judith Scheinlin, that hilarious and considerate comedian Ryan Donahue did bring. I had it shipped to his apartment in Brooklyn, and he brought it to me in his suitcase, which was very nice.
It's very nice.
It was a very nice thing.
Good gesture.
Well, because it's not a small portrait either, I'm looking at it right now. So we've decided to add to that. We're going to get a portrait of Toni Collette.
Yeah, one of her headshots from when she was a young actress is what
He's
I want.
really set on that. I'll look for things, but we're a Toni Collette household. We love her.
Yeah, no, I think it's fun having obscure celebrity
She's not
pictures.
that obscure.
I mean,
she's quite literally one of the best actresses working
yeah,
today.
I know, but who has, if we had a picture of Dolly Parton, that'd be kind of, people are fans of Dolly Parton.
And all the gays have a picture of Dolly Parton.
Yeah,
in the
but
house.
who has a picture of Toni Collette? It's pretty.
Well, yeah, but I'd say for me, she's on par. She's on par with in terms of the entertainment world, with Judge Judy.
We should have a picture of not the Pope, just a random saint. Judas. That'd be a fun one to celebrate. If people came in and they're like, "Is that Judas of Iscariot?" I was like, "Yeah." They've got a class portrait of him hanging upside down on the cross.
Wow.
Then they'd be thinking, "Oh, there must be a bit."
You got really extreme, by the way.
That's true.
Well, you first said let's just get a portrait of Judas, and now you want him upside down on the cross.
That's what we. I think that's what happened. I think he felt guilty. So Judas had a conscience. He sold Jesus for 20 pieces of silver, I believe.
Was it only 20?
I might be making that up. There was definitely pieces of silver involved because that was before the dollar
I'm sorry.
before Bitcoin. So I think they were dealing with
What was the
silver. In
hilarious
Galilee,
thing?
they were dealing with silver back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the hilarious thing you said to me today? You said something that oh, dear God. How many times have you said something and I was like, that's hilarious. Wait, hold on. It's coming to me. It was about the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. Do you remember this?
I don't.
I'll remind you. Do you want me to remind you?
Well, I'll tell. I know where we started talking about it because some.
All right. Well, let's see if you can come up with it again.
Some audience members some audience members that were part of the audience last night of 6 people, they said I looked like a Johnny Depp.
Well, yeah.
I was like, yeah, kinda, but I think they were just attaching Andy. There wasn't much going on in the room. I'll admit. I was really fucking trying to.
So
I asked everyone in the whole room what religion they were.
Wow.
Because I had people from Surrey. I had 2 African Americans, and I had 2 black girls from East London.
Funny.
It was. We had a Muslim, a Christian, a Baptist, and the Surrey.
And then
the Surrey family. I'm a Catholic, and then the Surrey family wouldn't really. I was just assuming they were Protestants. I was like, you're just being Protestants where you won't answer the question. They were so rich. I could feel the money off them, and then everyone else was people of the color. So it was and no, we had fun. But yeah, that's probably what led us to be talking about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp today, which I'm.
Well, because everybody is, right? It's funny because I went to this. I was doing a new material thing, and I went in. And a comic said to me, I woke up today to watch the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. I've been watching it all day. And, I guess you can do that. I don't know. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, cool. And he was just like, it's just so American,
Well, cameras in the courtroom is I don't know. It doesn't happen anywhere else.
Well, yeah. And I mean, the whole thing's insane and everybody's talking about it. But what's your official read on it? I've watched, I watched a 2-minute summary.
I was all Johnny. I've told everyone this. I say it on stage. I was Johnny the whole time. I was always Johnny, and then she did the shit in the bed, and I was like, Amber's hilarious.
Amber's the funny one.
Amber's funny. What he can do, I can't argue with what made me laugh.
Yeah.
So I want Amber to get all his money, make him homeless, and I want her to be in Pirates of the Caribbean as Captain Jack.
As Johnny Depp.
As Johnny Depp.
As Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
I want Amber Heard to play Johnny Depp playing Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, I want her to get all his roles.
I want her, to get all of it. I want her to take so many shits in every bed. It's like her merch,
She's still blaming it on the dogs, which is kind of unfair because they can't speak English.
Right, I know. Oh, that's such a good move, though. Really.
Yeah.
But like,
Or you could blame it on the, like, if you're really cruel, you'd blame it on like the Mexican maid who can't speak English. But she blamed it on the dogs.
well, it's I feel like I wouldn't put it past her. She seems like somebody who, yeah. I mean, I don't know. The funny thing that so I guess we're gonna find out who gets what or whatever on Monday. But the funny thing you said, because you still haven't remembered, and
No.
the whole reason I brought this up is not so we can give our hot take on something that's just like absolutely ridiculous, but you said to me that you think, oh, I can't remember exactly how you said the second part, but you were like, I think they're gonna get back together.
Yeah, I think they might get back together.
And then
What did I say after that?
I remember what it is. Okay, I just remembered. You were like, yeah, I think they're going to get back together, and then they're going to make Pirates of the Aquaman 4.
It would be funny if they got back together, like, literally 2 days afterwards, and everyone was pissed off. That'd be so funny. And then she announces she's pregnant.
I want to see that movie, Pirates of the Aquaman 4.
Yeah, and it's just them throwing fucking gin bottles at each other.
Could you imagine slamming some cabinets, she's shitting in beds?
Yeah.
Could you imagine, like, what if we somehow added to our life? Like, I've never seen a Marvel movie.
No.
Like, what if that was also in my sphere?
No.
How do you think that would change me?
I disagree with them on a fundamental level.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I just hate it.
I feel like I also hate it.
Yeah, it's stupid.
But why is it any more or less stupid than stand-up comedy?
Because stand-up comedy is pretty stupid. But I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to get back into podcasting, to be honest. I'm thinking if I just record 4 or 5 more podcasts, I'm probably not going to do too much social media footwork, leg work. I don't really do that. But it'll probably pop off eventually. I think maybe someone famous needs to promote it. You can work on that. You can work on the marketing.
Oh, you want me to find a famous person?
I'm probably going to be
we got to get Toni Collette on our podcast. What would you even ask her?
I'd ask her the most retarded questions ever.
I know. You know, it's weird. Somebody who I, like, respect immeasurably.
How would you feel being a female actor in an industry that's mostly controlled by male actors? Over to you, Toni, which is a man's name. She'd leave the podcast straight away.
Probably. She's very, I wouldn't even know what to ask her. She's like, well, I've probably told the story about how I finished Frances McDormand's Lemonade once, but she's like another person where you're like, you look at them and you're like, you're so talented. Like, I shouldn't be around you. Like, I can't be around you.
Who's
like,
Frances McDormand?
Who's Frances McDormand? You know Fargo? You know the cop?
Yeah.
She's the pregnant cop.
Interesting. I can only picture
She's
Toni
married to-
Collette now for some reason.
Well, they have a similar vibe in the sense that they're both very good at what they do.
Oh,
And
yeah,
they're kind of like olive-skinned white ladies.
Yeah, but she's got that cool accent, which is probably a fake accent, I guess.
It is a fake accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's married to a Cohen brother.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. You just said wow like me, which is like Owen Wilson.
Which Cohen brother?
I don't know.
The Jewish one?
Huh?
The Jewish one?
Did I ever tell the story? I must have. How I finished her lemonade.
I don't know who she is. Oh, no, I do. You just explained that. Sorry.
But
I swear to God, and you just said that again. I completely forgot what you just said. And I was like, who is this person?
I know.
Oh, you just explained it to me.
We were. I mean, it's been a long weekend.
I've got holes in my brain.
We were at the sauna.
Yeah. No, the sauna's after. It should sharpen up my mental capacity, but I think a few weeks of podcasting, I'll be sharp as a nail. As a knife? As a nail?
Pick your poison, man.
Sharp's one of the tool shit anyway. But yeah, you drank a lemonade. Why so?
Did I tell this?
I don't. It's all fucking
All right,
news to me.
Fuck it. Who cares? If I don't remember and you don't remember, somebody else can't remember, right?
No,
That's
for
like
sure
impossible.
Definitely not.
It's impossible that anyone cares about anything we say enough to remember. If I've told this story.
No.
I used to work at this restaurant. It was called Nizza, spelled Nizza.
So pizza with an N.
Pizza with an N. It's a place in Italy, I guess. And but like this white guy once came in, he was like, "Oh man," or he like ate there and he loved it. When he was leaving, he was like, "Man, there's no recession here at Nizza," and it was like people mispronounced it constantly.
Yeah, it's funny.
Because that's what it looks like. It's spelled like, right? So, Frances McDormand would come in. I know I've told this story on this podcast before, but whatever. Fuck it. We're doing it again. Frances McDormand would come in with her Cohen brother husband and her kids. And they would sit in
Cohen kids.
The Cohen kids, yeah. And they would sit in this corner booth. And this is actually really, I'm thinking about this from a totally different perspective all of a sudden. Okay, I'll tell you why. She would come in and she would always order the lemonade. And we weren't allowed to have the lemonade as workers because it was like special. Like you had to like, you know, muddle the lemon and then pour this fizzy fucking soda water and whatever. It was like special. So like, you know, we could have all the soda or water we wanted on shift, but no lemonade. So she would always have the lemonade. And so she finished her lemonade, and then the manager just instantly brought her over another lemonade. She didn't ask for it, you know, brought her another lemonade. And then, you know, they finish their meal, they pay the bill, they leave, and there's like, you know, 3/4 of this lemonade left, right? I'm the hostess. I'm standing at the host stand, you know, I'm like, goodbye. And I like look over at the table and I see the fucking lemonade and I just race over there and I just suck it down because it's Frances McDormand's, right? Like, you know, I was like, fuck it, it's Frances McDormand's and I get the lemonade. You know, it's like a win-win. I've like finished this famous woman's lemonade. Like we've swapped spit, you know, as far we've shared, we've kissed, you know, we have kissed. And then 7 years later, I'm working in this antique store on the Upper West Side. And I was coming in really hungover. And I worked with this lady who was like, fucking, I don't even know how to describe her. She looked like a cartoon. She had like a Beatles haircut and little owl glass. She was like an owl wearing like Victorian clothes. Like it was...
Rich parents, old money.
She was 85 years old. Like she's...
Rich parents, I think. Yeah.
Her name was Carol, of course. Carol. And she was... You know, she was the type of person, you could hear her go, like, take a deep breath in before she, like, Katharyn, like that. Like, yeah, it was tough. And she was nice, but it was tough, you know. But I come in to work, and I'm hungover, and I walk through the door, and somebody's already there, standing there talking to Carol. And Carol was like, oh, Katharyn, have you met, you know, or she either said Katharyn or she said, you know, she was like, have you met Frances? And then they're in front of me is Frances McDormand. And she was like, hi, Katharyn, I'm Frances. And we shake hands. And I'm standing there like, oh, hello. And I just want to be like 7 years ago, I finished your lemonade.
You should have told her.
We've met before.
Did you tell her?
It's terrifying. That's a terrifying thing to say to someone.
Did you tell her that you've actually seen her before?
No, I was just like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Da, 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 you know, and I mean, I ended up like delivering. So she would come there. She would come there because she would rent the antique jewelry, right? So this is this antique store on the Upper West Side. He had all of these amazing antiques all over the store. And then he would put, like, really fun gifts. And, like, Christmas time, it was just, like, fucking crazy. I know I've said all this on this podcast before, but whatever. And she would come and rent the antique jewelry to wear to fucking events and shit. So it's like she was in this, I don't think it was called Vera Drake, but she was in some miniseries on HBO that had a name like that, and she won the Emmy for it, right? So I look it up, you know, because I was like, oh, who won? Because we knew she was going to the Emmy, so I was like, fuck it, I'm curious, and she wins the Emmy. So I look up the photo of her holding the Emmy, and there's this like snake bracelet that she had rented from our store. So I go into work the next day, and I tell my boss, who's this guy named Steve, I was like, hey, did you see Frances, you know, was wearing the bracelet at the Emmys? At the Emmys last night? He's like, that's nice. Like, he could give a fuck, you know?
Yeah, wow.
I mean, it's not like in a mean way, but he just like he just loved the stuff, you know? And she like, but why this is sort of interesting is 7 years later, because I'm realizing I saw her kids when they were kids, and then she came in the store. One of her sons was graduating high school, and they wanted to give him like their grandfather's pocket watch, right? But they wanted to get it fixed and shit. So I'll put it this way. I watched her. I mean, like, do you know what I mean? I was a part of her child growing up.
That's really nice.
And then I actually had to deliver shit to her house. Yeah.
Then when you were at her house, then that's when you should have done the lemonade story.
No, I was just in the lobby. I was just in the lobby, and I was thinking, like, what if I just change all of my like passwords to Frances McDormand's address, because then the only person who knows like my password is like me and Frances McDormand, you know, which like if she wants all of my money, I don't care. She could fucking have it. I've already have the most precious thing about her, which is like her genetics in my system.
Who did you meet in the lobby?
The door guy. And
you give him the stuff to give to her.
Yeah.
You should have, because you would have been like, oh, I'm after drinking. This is like code, almost in the synchronicity of what happened. If it was her in the lobby, you're meeting her. You would go, listen, Francis, I drank way too much lemonade and I have diarrhea. Can I come up to your apartment?
Dude, and I believe the immediate response to that would be no.
No, I mean, she's a human being. Yeah, you know, I saw her.
So, do you know how many I've been turned away for having diarrhea before?
Really?
Yes, really. This is America. They don't care. It's New York City. There's diarrhea all over the place.
Oh my god. This doesn't sound very, no, it's not nice.
It's not nice. It's not
Anyway,
nice at all.
you could have told her the lemonade story once you're inside the apartment, because then, you know, she'd feel at ease when you go, by the way.
I don't think anything about what I just said would make her feel at ease.
Maybe she get a portrait of her too, so why not?
Well, we don't have the... I mean, like, I love her. But no, see, I think you're making it weird. It's already too weird.
What?
That's why I think the best thing was to never tell her.
About lemonade?
Yeah.
Nah.
Or that I knew her and watched her and loved her. And now I know her address.
And you saw her kid get a pocket watch?
I didn't see him get the pocket watch, but I did help facilitate the repair of the pocket watch, which they gave to him for his high school
so you're
graduation.
kind of tied forever some way.
I mean, I think we're best friends.
And she lives in New York.
She lives in New York with her Cohen brother husband.
And that kind of connects to me, because I just read No Country for Old Men, the book by Cormac McCarthy, but directed by one of the Jewish brother, I think. Directed it. So
Why
like
did I
you,
laugh at that twice?
if you follow the dots in this synchronicity, it's like, what does it mean? Lemonade is that's the big question mark in the middle
It's
of
the
this.
twist.
Was lemonade mentioned in No Country for Old Men? I believe it. I mean, it might have been.
Why are you trying to do this? Does your life have no meaning?
Yeah, it's a pretty heavy question.
That is a heavy question.
What the hell are you doing? Sunday night, come on. It's the Sabbath.
Yeah, it's the day of the Lord. It's the day of the big questions.
No, it's not. It's the day to chill out and watch TV and have snacks.
Well, why are we recording a podcast then?
Because we're trying to get good routine going.
What is our goal here?
This podcast's going to be huge. I am getting better at speaking.
Huge for what reason?
Fucking bucks, dollars.
No, oh, you think we're gonna make money off of this?
Dutch marks.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
What separates our podcast from the 15 billion other podcasts that are out there?
I'm a bigger edgelord than them.
You are.
They're edgelords. I'm an edge god.
That is your final answer.
For now.
Huh.
No,
Huh.
I think we're gonna try and expand the podcast business. You know, the brand, the brand.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
You know, I have to write 20 minutes of clean comedy at least, to do this Edinburgh show that we may or may not have talked about in the last podcast, and it's been really interesting to try to do that because I don't like it, but I'm kind of excited about this, and I don't know if this is clean or not. See, that's the thing. It's like, and I think this is going to be the big question. It's like, what is considered clean or not, or whatever. If I don't curse or I don't say anything dirty, but if it's still, I don't know. But anyway, I realized I started saying this when I went on stage, and I actually think this will be fun to do. But like when I get on stage, like I think it's my shadow, my shadow self.
Your shadow self.
You're familiar with the shadow. And now I feel like I'm running the bit, but like people are like, "What's the shadow?" It's like you have yourself, and then you have your shadow self. The darkest parts of you, the part you hide from the world. It's your porn search history.
Yeah.
There you go. I found you. Whenever I've said that, the immediate recognition is like impressive. But then I was
Carl
like,
Jung, isn't it?
yeah. So
What about Carl Old? No, that's the kind of joke I go for.
yeah, I know.
Where's Carl Old?
But I really want to say this, but I don't know. Well, I'm going to try it, I guess. I'm going to start trying it. But it's like, so it's like for me, I get on stage and say the deepest, darkest parts of me, and all of my trauma, like that's what I put out there, and I'm from America. So the only reason I didn't become a school shooter is someone handed me a microphone first. Is that funny? Do you think that's funny?
Whoa.
Do you think that's funny? I came up with that the day after, and I have to tell you, this is one of the
because that kid in Texas didn't have a microphone, if you know what I mean.
No.
If he had a microphone, he could have told us what's wrong, and we would have listened. But he didn't tell us what's wrong because a
You
gun
gotta-
and a microphone
You
are
got to
two
start
different.
handing these kids microphones.
You gotta start handing the microphones.
You just
Imagine that would just make people kill themselves if every kid had a microphone. They do have a
Yeah.
microphone. They have a phone.
then you wouldn't
They
need the
haven't-
school shootings.
They have a phone that's not a micro. They just got a regular phone. It's worse.
Yeah.
They can.
Well, that's what probably half the reason why people do what they do.
We're solving all the problems on this podcast right now. It's crazy.
Somebody should elect us, make us elected officials.
No.
Then the big bucks
How
will
about
come in.
instead of banning guns, we ban kids? Has anyone thought about this? Ban kids from schools. Then the teachers are safe because no one's got. What the shooter's going to go up from individual house to house? Logistics are a nightmare. They're in the one place at the one time, all of them together. Break that up. No more schools. Homeschool. Homeschool them at gunpoint.
Maybe that was coronavirus. I've heard of too many people do the jokes about like how coronavirus, derailed terrorism and blah blah blah.
Oh, it solved school shootings though, didn't it?
Yeah, briefly.
Interesting.
Is it?
No. Not really at all.
Do we have anything else that we wanted to say?
What we're doing is we're getting back into podcasting slowly. We don't want to go too quick, and you want to go in I want to be
just the tip.
Please, no crummy jokes. I'm trying to make kind of an important speech to the listeners.
Oh, excuse me, listeners.
Yeah, this is
Remove the S.
We're shifting to a more educational kind of podcast.
Oh.
I mean, there's a lot of hacky comedy podcasts out there. I don't want to be part of that movement. I want to be more just enlightened. We're going to be talking about topics that are and issues and topics mainly, but sometimes issues. But if there's a topical issue, my God, we'll get into it. Yeah, I might get some guests on, cool guests.
Don't make promises you can't keep.
I might just we should just get guests that no one gets, like a homeless man, but not listen to him.
We already have you on this podcast.
I believe I live. I'm sitting where I pay rent, so you kind of fucked yourself in the ass with that joke there. But we could get a bus driver on. We should get a shooter on before he does a shooting.
Oh,
No.
Come on,
Then
no.
we'd be tied in with the shooting happening because I said this and it's recorded.
I also think it's well, it doesn't matter. Go on.
Well, I might get Kyle on next week 'cause that's a person of colour straight away. So that's another thing.
No. Jesus Christ. You should really. Yeah, I like that now you're just planning maybe potential guests in our final minutes of this podcast. You're like,
I'm fucking riffing around, having a good time. This is what I do on stage. Come and check me out on the weekends and Southends and everybody. It's free to get in. It's not free to get out.
well, I guess, was there anything else from this week or anything? Oh, you know what? Fuck it. Let me just plug my shows. If you are going to be in Brighton this coming weekend, I'm doing my hour for the final time. No, I don't know. Whatever. I'm doing it, but it's different, and I think it's better than it doesn't matter. I'm going to be doing an hour, and I'm going to keep bringing this hour back under the same name, but it's going to change. I think that's what I'm going to do. It doesn't matter. I'm going to be in Brighton. It's at 7 o'clock on Friday and Saturday, June 3rd and 4th at the Caroline of Brunswick.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'll be doing a bunch of shows down there.
That sounds like a really good show. Tell me more.
It's going to be what it's going to be.
I'm
Based on my fucking performances this weekend, it might be crap.
But it could be good.
Maybe.
I'm glad we're talking about it. I'm just doing, the voice off that Love on the Spectrum show. Please tell me more about what you do right now.
Oh,
Shall we go and look at the tigers?
You haven't done this good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I also urge people to check out Autistic People Falling in Love on Netflix.
Yeah, there's one girl who's a real bitch on there.
Yeah.
But we don't have time to go into this. I don't even want to. We finished it. Now I'm done. I would like to.
Don't keep on making more shows with disabled people is what I say. Include them in a way that's hopefully I'm laughing at it ironically. I'm not sure what's going on, but I am giggling, and you know what? It's a good thing. Laughter's good. Peace out, world. Keep laughing. Keep loving. Comedy forever. Gay.